Good morning and welcome to another pedantic version of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your academic and scholastic host, Voice of Doom. Hello. I am back, and I am going to do something a bit ambitious for everyone, because I'm feeling ambitious. I have coined a new word, and I will tell you the time and date. It is 12:50 a.m. Pacific whatever time. And it is Saturday morning. And I will add as a little addendum, something to stick in there, is that there is an asteroid heading our way, and whether it hits us or not is subject to debate. But from what I've heard, there's an asteroid heading toward Earth that's going to come within the orbit of the moon. And they say it will not hit us. So we can rest assured by the scientists and everyone that has brains that we will be safe. But I've talked to people, and some of them don't even know it's coming, and some do know it's coming, but they know that if it comes within a certain range of the Earth, that the gravity of the Earth could pull it in. So we could be destroyed within the next 12 to 24 hours, and they would not tell us. Why would they want to tell us? If they knew that an asteroid was going to hit, why would they say ahead of time it was coming? Nothing good could come from that. But I'll leave that in the back of your mind as you watch this, because we're heading toward the end, and I want to get as much in as I can before everything goes kerflooey. So, I will coin my new word. I do not want anyone using it or doing anything with it until after I have passed off this mortal coil, because it's mine. The word is Doomology, and it is the scientific study of doom. And I am going to name myself Professor Emeritus with tenure as the first with a doctorate in Doomology. And if I have to talk to some fly-by-night university about getting me a degree, I am going to be the first. I am the first person to discuss saliently and coherently the study of doom. So I like that. I'm going to add that to my dictionary. But my trilogy or quadrilogy, I will do a series on the nature of doom. And everyone can understand it right before it happens. So what I'm going to do is the first installment after this one. This is an overview of just the general nature of doom without getting into specifics. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do doom the probable, doom the possible, and doom the unthinkable. 3 different levels of how bad things can go. But I wanted to get that in there before Sunday, because everyone's going to jump on my bandwagon and say they're doomologists, and I'm not going to have that, because I'm the first doomologist, and I don't want anyone jumping on my shtick, because I think I've done a rather good job of explaining doom from a personal level and from a macrocosmic level, and the cosmos at large. Whether the whole universe blows up, I don't know. But this planet is on its way out the door. And everybody knows it, but they talk to me. They're still talking to me. I was winning today at the casino. I made about $800, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm still not happy about my microcosm because there's still issues to be dealt with. But I will say that when I talk to people, they're all on the same page. They know something bad's happening, and they know something bad is going to happen, and they're kind of hoping it will happen so that we can just get it out of the way and move on. But many people who try to come up to me in the casino and say how bad the world is just can't get it through their head that they are preaching to the choir and they're preaching to the preacher, they're preaching to the Pope of doom. So do not come up to me and say how bad the government is and how bad everything else is, because no matter how bad they think it is, it's way worse than they could possibly imagine. And what could happen, as an overview of doom, is that the boomers and the Xers and the millennials and the Zers will face a reality that they're not even close to ready to face, because we've had it very, very good in what used to be the United States. And everybody thinks it will continue to be good because we're such good people. Now, there's many things going on that foreshadow and are harbingers of our doom. And one of them is Petri dish. Now, I don't think he's doing anything on his own. I don't think he's made any decisions on his own, but he is the head of the Democratic Party, and he's the commander-in-chief, and he's the head of the administrative section of the used-to-be government, which is sad. But aside from that, I've been watching things. I don't want to repeat what Tucker does or anybody else, but you see these judges being named by Petri dish to be federal judges, and they have to be, called, and they have to be go through a hearing with the, Congress or Senate in order to be okayed as the federal judge. And they don't know anything. I would think, now, just call me old-fashioned, but if I was a judge sitting on a bench judging parking tickets, they're certainly not going to be judging murders or robberies or anarchy or people that are, running amok, pushing people into subway, into the pit to be run over. Rampant crime everywhere. They're not dealing with that. They're dealing with parking tickets. They're dealing with, you were speeding, well, how much were you speeding? Now you're going to be a federal judge. And people that are in the Senate and the Congress have brains, and they ask them questions. Now, anyone who's been to college, in the university, has had oral tests. And the way you do an oral test is you kind of thumb through your notes and thumb through whatever, your book, and kind of hope to God that the professor's kind of easy and just gives you softball questions that you can answer. And if you can't answer them, they kind of coach you along until you get the right answer. Been there, done that. But if you're a federal judge, you better do your homework first. You better bone up on the Constitution and know what Article 1, Article 2, Article 3 is, and kind of know the Bill of Rights. And if you get these people that are from my generation and younger, who just assume, since they are the right pedigree, the right complexion, and are transgendered and or non-binary or whatever, that they will be a shoo-in to be a federal judge. And then some senator says, do you know what the Brady Act is? Well, I've never really had to deal with that, so I'm sorry. I don't know. Do you know what the second Article 2 of the Constitution says? It doesn't come to mind right now. I don't really, thank you for the question, though. Thank you very much for the question, but I don't really know what Article 2 of the Constitution is. I'm a judge, but I was studying other things for my law degree, such as how to sue somebody because they misgendered someone or something along those lines. So that's a mess. The justice system, it ain't there. So we're kind of in a free fall. We're kind of, anything could happen because you never know what's going to happen with the justice system. I'm just so happy that I can still drive down the street without being pulled over by a cop and being shaken down for $100 because I didn't use my blinker, because we're in a corrupt society like Honduras or what have you. Some banana republic, which I hope we can one day be a banana republic. I hope that we can work our way up to that status. But no justice, no Justice Department. It's ridiculous. And as a coda to my diatribe, which I'm going to continue through 3 or 4 episodes, I will say that I'm going to give the Gopper section of the House of Reps a C+. That's a very good grade for me because I'm a hard grader. And for them to reach the B level, I want to see some heads rolling. Lots of heads rolling. I want to see indictments. I want to see subpoenas. I want to see Dr. Faustus, who is science, the personification and the embodiment of science, put in the docket and questioned very rigorously on what the hell happened over the last 3 years. And I want to see his pension taken away and every other thing he gets in the mail, all the checks that he gets, cut off. Because why should he get money for what he's done? No one would pay me for killing a few million people and for doing gain of function on viruses and letting them escape from Fort Detrick, Kansas, in what used to be the United States. So he should be, all of his income should be stopped, and he can take whatever savings he has and go move to San Francisco and be in a tent city. So I'm a little bit wasted, not too bad, but I'm a little bit drunk. And I want to do this preamble before I get into the nitty-gritty. Doom the probable, doom the possible, and doom the unthinkable, all of which could happen at any time. And we could be struck by an asteroid today, so we don't have to worry about that, but it'll make life interesting. Then I can get on with my mission. So we'll leave it there. I didn't say anything, it's just a little bit of an intro, and hopefully everyone waits with bated breath, my fan especially, for what I have to say about the various ways that our demise could come quickly. So we'll leave it there and enjoy the night or morning and I'll see you Sunday if we're still here. Goodbye.